Hello, uh, my name is Cyby. Um, I didn't want to make this video. I never really wanted to be dealing with this sort of thing. But as you have probably seen in the title, this video is going to be talking, and thumbnail, this video is going to be talking about um, YouTube's copyright system. I happen to believe that while YouTube is an awesome, or at least was an awesome platform for us to kind of get together and share ourselves just as regular human beings, regular people, um, it has changed over time. And I don't know why. I don't know if this is YouTube trying to focus on maybe a larger audience or trying to get more capital from other companies. I don't know. But it seems like they are no longer focusing on their content creators, the yous and me's, the little guys like us who are just trying to share um, our own lives, which is what YouTube was built on. I mean, if they are looking for more investments with bigger companies, the only reason they are even viable to those companies is the viewership that they've built over time, which has come from these content creators, from the just average Joes sharing their vlogs, sharing their lives with the world. And it seems like YouTube has forgotten that. So what I want to talk about is an incident that happened to a channel that I manage. So I am the channel manager for Yayoi Shizumi. She is a VTuber. She's a mute VTuber. Um, she does a lot of different content. She plays games, but she's recently started doing some science streams, which are vastly interesting, although she's only done one so far. But there's also her art streams, which she's been doing for a while. And the art streams are what I kind of want to focus on right now because this is the issue that we're running into. Um, as she is mute, when she does her art streams, it is just her model and her art, and that would be it. That would be all that she has. Um, she recognizes that this might be kind of jarring to her audience to not have anything. If something were to happen, not having any audio could be very disorienting and problematic for them. So she's looked into ways to to help with that. Um, One of the things is that she likes listening to music during her art anyways. So she thought about looking for services that would allow her and give her permission to use their music during her art stream so that she can follow uh, YouTube's community guidelines and be allowed to still have something playing, so that there's some audio in the background so that it's a little less jarring for her viewers. She found Chill Hop Music, and I don't want to throw any shade at Chill Hop. They've been very helpful in the past. I'm sure they will be very helpful into the future. They are very content creator friendly. Um, and she's never run into any issues until what is a couple days ago, as of the recording of this video, Monday, the 18th of May. Um, During this live stream, uh, she we were getting warnings, and I would say I was getting warnings during her live streams. I typically am the one that is focusing on YouTube as her channel manager, and this gives her the opportunity to focus on her primary audience, which is on a different platform. Um, so I was getting warnings about potential copyright violations on her channel. I let her know that we were getting these warnings. She tried changing tracks. She tried making sure that she was only streaming from the track list that Chill Hop had provided to her through their creator catalog. we still, the warning would clear, and then we would think everything was good, and then we'd get another warning shortly thereafter. Um, and again, not changing anything. This is actually not the first time this happened. The first time it happened, she made the decision to just end stream. Um, we looked at the archive later and found out that there were no copyright claims, so there was nothing we could do to show Chill Hop that this was happening. Um, so we just kind of let it go until this happened, where we were both thinking this must be a bug because there wasn't any copyright claims on the last, um, the last time this happened. So this must be just a bug on YouTube. So we both decided to kind of keep the stream going, um, even though she could have just ended and just kept everybody, on the other platform. She had more viewers there anyways, but we decided to keep going. And then if we got any copyright claims, we would be able to file a dispute with them. As I mentioned before, anytime in the past we filed disputes with the copyright claims for using chill hop music, they would pretty quickly get those claims removed for us. So we figured this wouldn't be a problem until she was about ready to actually end the art stream, and she got a notice saying that the YouTube has removed the art stream. This also resulted in a community guideline warning. It was not a strike because this was her first time, so it was a warning. But we thought this was very strange. So as she was kind of wrapping things up on her end, I filed a appeal to the warning on her behalf as her channel manager, explaining that we're only using content that we have permission from the rights holders to use, that there shouldn't be an issue here. Within 24 hours, the appeal was rejected. This is apparently not anything new or unusual on YouTube. It appears that anytime you try to file an appeal, they don't even look at it. They don't look at your appeal. They don't look at what you wrote, and they simply they simply just reject it without even looking at it. At least that's what it seems like. And this did take a little bit longer than some of the stories that I've heard. So we thought maybe somebody was actually going to look at it. But based off of the conclusion, I still have doubts that anybody even looked at the video or what we wrote about the fact that we used only content we had permission to use. So we have taken to Twitter now, or at least she did. She has posted something on Twitter to kind of state, what has happened. I'll just read it. It says, while since starting my journey as a content creator, I've used chill hop, and she @s them to fill silence during my art streams. Yesterday, I was hit with a community guidelines warning for using their content, and she @s Team YouTube saying, "Why was this the case when they gave permission for me to use it?" Which I think is a valid question. We have permission to use their content. This should not be a community. This should not violate the third-party content policy. She did end up I did not do it on her behalf. She took the training. I don't even know if I would be allowed to do that, but she took the training that they give for those who violate this policy. And in there, it even has a scenario where somebody was using third-party content with permission, and the correct answer was that it was not a violation. So we feel that this is definitely not a violation of the third-party content guidelines, And it's very frustrating that we have to reach out on Twitter to get any sort of legitimate response from YouTube. And again, this is nothing new. I watched, lots of content from Deep Humor, Markiplier, other people who also had this happen, or who have heard of this happening um, to other content creators, where it's just you file an appeal and it goes nowhere, and then they just automatically reject it within 24 hours, or sometimes within minutes. This is very disconcerting as somebody who is on YouTube and loves YouTube, that they would treat content creators like they're all rule breakers, they're all violators. And even when we do our best to uh, stay within the guidelines, that we're still hit with these warnings, and there's nothing that we can do about it. So that's the situation. I'm hoping that this video will gain some more traction, that people will see this as an issue, especially people at YouTube. Reach out to me, reach out to her. Um, Let us know if there was something else that happened during the live stream, or what we could have done better, um, or if you no longer allow for people to use third-party contact even if they have permission. Just let us know how this happened. I will say that Team YouTube did reply um, to her, and sent her a DM, but we haven't heard anything since the initial contact. So that's all I have today. It's not my usual video. Normally, I'm over here talking about Linux content, um, or just other hobbies that I have, or IT. But I wanted to bring this up because it is very frustrating. It's very disheartening that YouTube consistently seems to fail their content creators that have helped build such a vast, profitable platform for them. It would be wonderful if everybody at YouTube would realize um, that they wouldn't be where they are without their content creators. And that's all I have today. Um, I'll let you know either in another video or a community post what happens, if we, if there is any other news.